Going guys, it's Friday and I'm in my new truck and I just smashed a yard, and it's going to be part 2 of what would you do, and so here's what I would do.
So you see here walking out into the yard, it's quite thick and long. It's not your standard mowing job there, so it's going to take a little bit more effort than normal. So first off, we'll cut the actual lawn area down with the brush cutter or the whippersnipper there. Not too short, but to a height that's manageable with the mower. See the moisture coming up out of the grass. So when it's thick, it's going to be patchy. And see also there's a lot of grass there, so there'll be a lot of catches worth of grass if you were just to straight attack that with the mower. So knock it all down with the brush cutter, get it to a manageable size so you can come through with the mower. You see the moisture coming up, and so then you'll go through the mower maybe on the highest setting or a couple below the highest. If you can't cut it down enough with the brush cutter, you might need to do a half pass or whatever, but you're going to aim to take a third of the height off of it in this first few passes here. And you see it's quite manageable to make a full pass there, but if it was that little bit taller, then you'll make a half pass or a 3/4 pass or whatever to give there a bit more room in the deck for the extra grass to mulch up. And see we're running a mulching plug in the back of the mower here, and so drop it down another 2 or 3 notches there and run over it again. And so you might need to do 2 or 3 passes to get it down to a height where you want it to be. When it's overgrown like this, you can't take it right down short. You will be able to in like 3 days or a week or something like that, but if you were there today and you cut it right down to like 3 on your mower or whatever like that, it's just going to be really bare and patchy. And so once you've done however many passes and you're ready for your final cut, you can now proceed to go around and do all the edges, trim up the edges. I found if you go at this first when the grass is long, as opposed to just cutting the grass down, that you'll have spots that you've missed where the grass was thick, and it takes extra time. So I found keep the whippy out there with you and just run around the edges there before you make your final cut. And so into the final cut now. And so the final cut can either be at the height that you cut the second pass on, or it can be at a shorter height there. It really depends on how much mulch you've got around, how wet the grass was underneath and all that sort of thing. You see this one's cleaned up really good. There isn't a lot of mulch at all on the surface. Once again, it would be a lot if you were to haul it away. If this was a premium mower and not a standard mower and we're doing a catch it, this would be really unhealthy and not as green looking as it is now. And do your final cut after you've done all the edges there, and then that'll clean it all up. And then just around with the blower, blow out all the little nooks and crannies and paths and that, and just across the grass to make sure there's no big clumps or anything like that remaining from the mulch mow, and then we're all done. Yeah, see, it's a little bit patchy in spots where there's that long sorbent grass, but overall it's a nice finish. It's as short as it's going to be. You could probably only go 1 or 2 notches shorter on the mower with this type of grass anyway. And I've taken absolutely no cuttings away with me, and yeah, might have took me an extra 10 minutes longer than normal.